Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the Madeleine McCann case. This video is going to be short and sweet. It's going to be 5 interesting facts about the case that are either backed up by the Portuguese police files or by Gerry and Kate McCann themselves. And of course, it goes without saying, I'm not accusing the McCanns of anything, just merely stating facts from the Portuguese police files or from things that Gerry or Kate have said themselves in interviews. If you have any other interest in facts or would like me to do more videos on this topic or even a story format of the Madeleine McCann case, let me know because this one I find particularly interesting. Fact number 1. 13 hours after Madeleine McCann went missing, her mother, Kate McCann, told a social worker that a couple had abducted her daughter. Yvonne Martin was a social worker and had worked in child protection for over 25 years, so she felt obliged to offer the McCanns her support. The document you're about to see is directly from the Portuguese police files. The social worker, Yvonne Martin, met the McCann couple next to the apartment from where the child had disappeared. They were accompanied by a third person, a male, who we now know to be David Payne, one of the Tapas 7. Yvonne Martin identified herself and presented her credentials to the McCanns and immediately began talking to Kate McCann. During the conversation with Kate McCann, Kate told her that she did not understand why a couple had abducted her daughter. Yvonne Martin found this very strange that Kate told her that her daughter had been taken by a couple when at the time there was absolutely no evidence to suggest this. So she tried to separate her from Gerry McCann and David Payne so she could speak with her by herself, as Kate was the only person saying that a couple had taken Madeleine. It was at this point that David Payne overheard, interrupted the conversation and ushered Kate and Gerry away. He then told Yvonne Martin that the couple did not want any help from her. Fact 2. Gerry McCann, Madeleine McCann's father, used distancing language when talking about Madeleine to other people very shortly after his daughter went missing. For example, this is a statement from Pamela Fenn from the Portuguese police files. Pamela Fenn lived in the apartment directly above the apartment the McCanns were staying in. After Madeleine went missing, she leaned over her terrace as she heard a bit of a ruckus going on down below. Pamela Fenn asked Gerry McCann, Madeleine's dad, what was happening, to which he replied that a small girl had been abducted. She found it strange that when mentioning a girl had been abducted, Gerry hadn't mentioned that it was his daughter, and he did not mention any other scenarios. For example, he didn't say, my daughter's missing, or I don't know where my daughter is, please help find my daughter. Instead, it was just a girl. Fact 3. The answer that Gerry McCann gives to "Did you kill your daughter?" in a TV interview was heavily edited, so people believe that this version is the real version.
Did you kill your daughter?
No, that's an emphatic no. I mean, the ludicrous thing is what's been purported from Portugal is that Madeleine died in the apartment by an accident and we hid her body. Well, when did she have the accident and died? Because the only time she was left unattended was when we were at dinner. So if she died then, how could we have disposed or hidden her body, when there was an immediate threat? It's just nonsense. So, and if she died when we were in the apartment or fell and did something, why would we cover that up?
However, this is the unedited, raw footage of his response to that question.
Did you kill your daughter?
No, never. And, there's nothing with any logic that could, you would have to start with why, how, when, who, and there's just simply, the answer to any of these things is there's nothing to suggest anything. So, no, that's an emphatic no.
This is an email conversation between myself and a journalist who reported Gerry's true response in a podcast called Maddie. I highly recommend listening to it, it's really good. But he basically states in this that he didn't edit the footage or the audio in this case in any way, shape or form. So for anyone who thinks that the actual raw footage is the edited version, I hate to break it to you, but you're wrong. Fact 4, probably the most unbelievable of all of the facts, is that Kate says they never physically searched for their daughter, in her own words.
And I've spoken to a lot of people over the weeks local people who'd given up a lot of time. You've talked about the support that they've given you. I met people who didn't go to work for more than a week because every day they were down on the beach searching the streets. Did you, as a mother, Kate, just sometimes think, I've got to go and be out there with them, I want to go and just physically look as well?
I mean, I did. I mean, we've been working really hard, really. Apart from the first 48 hours, as Gerry said, were incredibly difficult, and we were almost non-functioning, I'd say. But after that, you get strength from somewhere. We've certainly had loads of support, and that's given us strength. It's been able to make us focus, really. So we have actually, in our own way, it might not be physically searching, but we've been working really hard and doing absolutely everything we can, really, to get Madeleine back.
There's not really much else to say about that one. Straight from the horse's mouth. Fact 5. Clarence Mitchell was the spokesperson for the McCanns, and he actually stated that none of the Tapas 7 were wearing watches or had their phones with them that night at dinner. Meaning, how did any of them actually know times, or even approximate times, of when they were leaving the table, going for checks, when dinner was, what was going on at what time? It's impossible to know that without actually having a watch or a phone. And that just seems so bizarre that 9 people in total, including Gerry and Kate, none of them had a phone or a watch or knew what time it was. This is taken directly again from the Portuguese police files, and it states here that Clarence Mitchell, the McCann spokesperson, confirmed in an interview, "You had 9 people in a bar without watches on, without mobile phones, and absolute panic set in when they realised what had happened." So he confirms this. I just find that so weird. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. And if you have any ideas for the next video, that will be a story format video, just pop it in the comments below. And you never know, I might do the next crime story on that. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one.